Hi there, my name is Kristen Dierpa with the Kingdom Culture School of Ministry. I'm so excited to be joining you for these brief training sessions that will get you ready to bring in the great harvest that is at hand. I've spent the last 20 years of my life traveling to over 20 nations doing evangelism, and in the next few sessions I'm going to share with you a handful of principles from my book, How to Be an Unstoppable Force for the Kingdom of God, that will teach you easy, quick, and enjoyable ways to bring the kingdom to others. Just a brief introduction before we start. There are so many ways that are completely valid to share the kingdom and bring the love of the Lord to other people. In the context of the outreaches that we will be doing, we ask that you please abide by the guidelines that we set out in these upcoming training videos. Each lesson will have a time of activation. So I'm going to ask every time we hit a topic that you stop afterwards and you activate it with at least one person. Ideally two. Ideally with one person you know and one person you don't know. But when in doubt, activate it with at least one person before you move on. Now when we talk about engaging the harvest and the hour of history that we are in, we want to connect with people. We want to help them encounter the Lord and His goodness, and then we want to invite them into more of Him. So all the different things we're going to activate, we're going to talk about how do I connect and have a conversation with somebody? How do I pray for somebody in general? How do I heal the sick? How do I prophesy? How do I share my testimony? Invite somebody to know Jesus, pray with them, and follow up. All of that here in about the next hour or so. Strap your seatbelts on and get ready for a fun ride. Now just a couple quick guidelines before we jump in. As we are doing all of the ministry that we will be doing on the streets of your city, everything that we do is going to come out of the heart of the goodness of God. He's a good Father who loves His children. We may have sinned and fallen short, but that's of the glory of God. So we're going to call out the golden people, and we're going to call people towards glory. So we are only going to pray, declare, share, prophesy things that are good. If it's not good, we're just not going to say it. Now, you might be new to this experience and you might say, I've never got out on the streets before, Kristen, I'm feeling a little bit nervous. And I would say that is completely fine. It's okay to feel nervous and anxious, and go ahead and do what the Lord called us to do anyways by bringing in the harvest. I would propose to you, if something seems scary, fast forward where the result of that encounter could be. Do I really want to go talk to that person? They seem a little intimidating. What's the worst that's going to happen? The worst that's going to happen is they're going to say, nope, I'm not interested. And the best that's going to happen is they're going to encounter the Lord. They're going to get saved. They're going to get healed. Their family line for generations is going to be transformed. And their entire city is going to be set free. What's the best? What's the worst? I encourage you, if you're feeling a little nervous, it's okay to go ahead and do it afraid. Now, as we do different ministry times, we are also going to learn how to be brief. If we have a brief, powerful encounter with somebody, they are much more likely to want to stay and engage further. If it takes us a long time to get to the point of something, people are often busy and they will go throughout their day. So our first lesson that we're going to talk about is connecting. Say connecting with me, connecting. I got to start with that point. If I'm not able to connect with somebody, it doesn't matter all the great information that I have. But the good news is this is so simple and easy. Jesus sat by a well in Samaria and He said, hey, I need a drink of water. There wasn't anything spiritual initially about that conversation. It's okay if we connect with people initially in non-spiritual ways. You can say, hi, how are you doing? It's a beautiful day. Wow, you have super cool shoes. Where did you get those? Any excuse to have a conversation with somebody is valid for connecting. We need to connect with them first. If I just come in guns blazing and talk to them about Jesus, they might be a little bit, woo, unless the Lord's leading you in that. So I encourage you, we're going to practice connecting with people. What ways work for you? Now, sometimes I connect with people and I say, hey, I'm out here praying for people. How can I pray for you? Hey, I'm out here telling people how awesome they are based on their name. Can I tell you how awesome you are? And we'll learn how to do those things in the upcoming lessons. Those are valid ways to connect with people. So whether it's a compliment, whether it's, hey, how are you? Here's my name. I encourage you, if you're feeling comfortable and you're having a good time, it's gonna be great. You won't have anything to worry about. But all the different things that we're gonna learn to bring in the harvest, it's gonna start with that power of connection. Then we're gonna talk about helping people encounter the Lord and inviting them into more of Him. But before you go on to the next lesson here, please take a moment and find at least one person, if you can, somebody you know, somebody you don't know, and connect with them and see how is that gonna work? What's gonna help you feel comfortable when we're out on the streets? And we'll see you in the next lesson.